Okay, the next part of 4.1 is all about logarithms. So let's first talk about the definition of a log. For any positive value, so I guess I should say non-negative, positive value, so when y is greater than 0, and b is also a positive constant other than 1, log base b of y is called the logarithm in base b of y, and it's the power of b that gives y. So if you think about log base b of y equals x, I think a lot of teachers last year showed you like this, that you take the base and then you go to the answer and raise it like that to make it an exponent. So it's saying log base b raised to the x power equals y. So let's just rewrite each of these in exponential form. So as we look at these next ones, we're doing log base 5 of 2 equals 25. So 5 squared equals 25. And you can ask yourself, hey, is that true? And it is, right? When you do 5 times 5, we get 25. So log base 3 of 1 over 81 equals negative 4. We're saying 3 to the negative 4th equals 1 over 81. Okay, these next ones we're going to go the other way. We're going to write it as a log. So I think some teachers do like a little trick and they like make an L kind of. So it's log base 2, that's my base, of the answer, which is 8, equals 3. And the trick they did is they kind of would go through the base, go over to the answer, and they come back. And then, I don't know, somehow that kind of makes an L shape, if that works for you. So this next one, log base, here our base is 4, of our answer is 32, equals the exponent of 5 halves. So log base 4 of 32 is equal to 5 halves. On this next one, we get log base a third, and that's still okay, it's still positive, so you can have a fractional basis, of 9 equals negative 2. Okay, let's look at these next ones. We're expected to be able to solve these types of equations involving logs. You shouldn't really need a calculator, although you are always allowed to use a scientific calculator on your exams. So here they're saying basically what's the answer here. So if I put an x in there, they're saying, okay, well this is saying 6 to what power equals 1 over 36. So ask yourself, well, 6 raised to what power is 36? That's negative 2, and then since it's a fraction, it's a negative 2. So really, this answer they're saying here of this problem, rather than putting an x in, I just did that as kind of like a placeholder. They're really saying, hey, this answer here is it's equal to the value of negative 2. All right, let's go to the next one. So on this one, we're saying, hey, 13 to what power equals the square root of 13? Think about how can you rewrite the square root of 13? That's 13 to what power? 1 over, this is really like 2, so this is a half. So this is going to equal a half. Last but not least, this one looks really hard, but it's not as bad as you might think, because it's saying 36 to what power is equal to 36 to the 218. And so then we're just saying, hey, what's that? Exponent? Well, it's 218. Okay, these next ones are the same idea, but we may have x in different spots. So this is saying, I would convert it to like an exponential and then solve for x. So we're saying 9 to the half equals x. So a half of 9 is saying, well, 9 to the half is saying the square root of 9 equals x. So what's the square root of 9? That is a positive 3. Okay, let's do the next one. This is saying 3 squared is equal to that answer. So 3 squared equals 7 minus 2x. I'd rewrite 3 squared as 9 equals 7 minus 2x. Subtract 7 from both sides, 2 equals negative 2x. So divide both sides by the negative 2, x equals negative 1. Okay, so now we're going to do x raised to the second is equal to 16, and then say to yourself, well, how do I solve for x? The opposite of squared is square root. X equals, okay, you're going to be tempted to be like, hey, it's got to be positive and negative. 4 And that is correct because when you take the square root, you should have two different answers. However, here, the base must be positive, right? Remember we said it's always bigger than 0, like 0 to 1 is decay, and then above 1 is growth. So here we can't have a -4 as our base, so it's just x equals +4. All right, come back again soon to check out 4.2.